Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into Money Control. It's 1 p.m. It's time to get you an update on the commodity space like we do every day. Manisha Gupta is with me. Manisha, the spotlight today is on cotton, and the big question is after wheat, will the government now ban cotton exports as well?
Oh, well, yes, Karunya, and it doesn't sound really good when to the international community if you were an importer from India, clearly. But we have seen cotton come in as a big concern as well for the Indian markets. And it is the cotton stakeholders itself, whether it is about the garment makers, the garment exporters, the yarn mills, the ginning mills, all of them saying that cotton at all time highs is a very difficult raw material to sustain the industry with. There have been various reports on how many small and medium sized textile associations or other textile companies actually have to shut down in Tamil Nadu as well. Electricity is one major concern, and then when you have higher fertilizer costs, higher cotton prices, that doesn't augur well at all. It's going to be a very difficult one for the government to take a call on when they do meet the stakeholders. That meeting is between 5 to 7 p.m. today in the evening, and I do know of various stakeholders who are traveling to Delhi as we speak for this. So yes, it's going to be quite important. So what they're asking for is, one is an export ban for cotton. They're also asking to check hoarding with various stockists there. Third is they are also asking the central government to speak to state governments to ensure that there is cotton availability to many of these. So there could be various options in front of the government today to go through and take a decision on.
But how bad is it right now for these local manufacturers and garment exporters in terms of pricing? What has been the surge like, and what quantum have they been able to pass on?
So when you talk about the passing on of the price or the inflation to the consumers, well, that has been with a lag, and the markets do believe that with the way the cotton prices have been rising on, and say every single day, there could be yet another 10 to 15% of a rise in garments as an inflation coming to consumers. So when you look at the price rise itself in the Indian markets, we've seen a price rise of more than 40%. Globally, the cotton prices have gained up by 58%, and that's just about cotton. When you look at the yarn prices itself, Karunya, until last year, you could buy a ball of yarn of a kg for around 200 rupees per kg. It's more than 400 rupees per kg right now. So you are looking at yarn prices also doubling in last 1 year. It's not a very a nice scenario for an industry where it consumes this as. So yes, there are difficulties. The prices have been on a rise. 11-year highs in the international markets, all-time highs in the Indian markets here. And as we have spoken earlier, that the government has cut import duty of 10% until the month of September. But even after that, we haven't seen any respite for the cotton prices. So, well, yes, leading to all of that, today's meeting with the textile ministry is something that is going to be very important to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. It's very interesting. Yesterday we talked about roti, today kapra. What next? Makan then.
Well, yes, these are difficult days. And Karuna, we are talking about wheat and cotton, but take a look at the coffee prices. That one is back at around 3-month highs. Rice is trading at a 2-year highs. Vegetable oil prices, well, it hasn't been making headlines, but those prices also have recently surged yet again. So everywhere that you look, the food prices really seems like a very big concern right now. Yeah, so it is going to be difficult times ahead with the kind of inflation that we're already working with.
So, just like in case of wheat, even for these garment manufacturers, there will be no ban on exporting the final product, right? There's no talk on that front, right?
Not at all. No, it's only on the raw material, that is the input raw material, which is cotton, is what is being talked about. I'm assuming the export of garments and even garments for that matter, textile as an industry, I don't think there's going to be any ban on that one. No. And
Okay,
it's
so
not
no pain or no bad news other than the commodity
not
prices, of
value
course,
added.
for these
Yes.
listed companies as well who export their final product to great markets.
Yes.
Were you able to hear me?
I was, yes, Karuna, and you were
Okay.
summarizing it quite well when you said that, yes, there's not going to be any pain to the listed companies or to the government manufacturers or exporters in that sense. So, yes, the value added product does get more priority. And as far as the input cost goes, the government will want to, in some sense, ensure that there is no stock holding, that there is no profiteering, there's no hoarding. And they would also perhaps restrict exports in some sense, but that is all by the evening today.
But let's say that does happen in today's meeting or in eventual, coming few days. To what extent can that ease prices or the inflation for for cotton as a raw material?
I think it would be a sentiment impact to begin with, and yes, it will bring the cotton prices down to some extent because imports, even as you are contracting them now, it's not coming in a hurry. It does take 2 to 3 months, and in the meanwhile, you do need cotton there. Exports, as
Hmm.
far as India goes, well, we are not competitive at all. Last year, we were the cheapest in the world when it came to cotton prices. Right now, we are perhaps the most expensive, so that's not working out at all. And if that is the cotton you are using in garments and apparel, then clearly that is a market that also is perhaps losing out on you. So this there is going to be a step that the government will have to take. Clearly, waiving off the import duty has not worked. So what more can they do is out of the jury today, really.
Okay, well, Manisha, thanks once again for giving us an update day in and day out about what's becoming expensive. I don't know whether to thank you or to get mad at you,
All right.
but but yeah, I mean, it's really not in our control. But let's keep a close watch and let's be back tomorrow to give a fresh new update to our viewers on what's happening in the commodities basket. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.